Good day, sir. Good day, classmates. So, today we are going to report, and our topic is about the global population. So, we are faced with the challenge of balancing population growth and resources use with the needs for sustainability. With growing populations and increasing consumption of finite resources, there is a risk of environmental damage and depletion of resources. So, to achieve sustainability, it is essential to manage population growth and resources while leveraging technological advancement to minimize negative impacts on the environment. So, based sa akon nga gingbasa, na we are faced with challenge of balanced population growth today. So, nagakaharap ta subong sa challenge which is ang pagtaas sang populasyon sa aton. Kay tungod sa pagtaas ang populasyon, nagataas pud ang paggamit sa mga resources naton which is sa mga food and other essentials na kinahanglan sa mga tao. Para ma-sustain ang mga needs sa mga tao, nagagamit kita sa mga technological advancement. Amo na siyang mga technology like mga ga-process sang food ng mga harvesters when it comes sa farm, mag-harvest sa mga palay. Kay sa dira nga paagi nagadasig ang produkto sang isa ka food, nagadasig ang iyang production. Another example is sa mga car, mga technology. Kumbaga, tungod sa technology, hindi mas stagnant ang resources nga needs naton kag magamit sa mga tao habang nagataas ang population. So, the United Nations Population Funds or UNFPA leading role within the UN system in promoting populations programs based on human rights of individuals and couples to freely determine the size of their family. Ang United Nations Population Funds or UNFPA, amo ni sila ang mga naga-gather sang data sang population sa isa ka nasyon. So, under diri ng mga census, kung mapansin nyo, ng mga nagalibot sa pamalay-malay nagapamangkot kung pila ka mo kabilog sa sulod sang balay, amo na sila ng mga nagahatag sang family planning, ng naga-seminar sa mga families, nagahatag sa mga human rights, kag nagakalap sang data kung pila na ang population sang isa ka nasyon, kung pila ang fertile, kung pila ang mga bata, kag kung pila ang mga nasa edad nga pwede na magka-baby. These are the significant statistics from United Nations Population Funds 2022. So, do amo ni siya ang gina-expect sang United Nations Population Funds pag-abot sa mga pila ka tuig nga pwede nga matabo sa nasyon. So, the 8 countries which is the India, Nigeria, Pakistan, Democratic Republic of Congo, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Philippines, and Egypt will account for more than half of the population. So, number 2 is India is anticipated to surpass China as the world's most populous nation next year, 2023, and China is anticipated to start declining. Based sa research ko or pag-search ko, subong nga 2025, ang India na ang most populous nation and second na lang ang China. So, based po sa research ko ulit, nga ang COVID-19 is nag-start siya sa China. So, dako ang naging effect sang pandemic nga to, nga mag-lower siguro ang population sa China kay tungod sa COVID-19 damo ang mga napatay tong time nga to. With high fertility rate in the majority of African nations, Sub-Saharan Africa will contribute significantly up to next century. Increase in healthcare access, rising life expectancy, and falling child mortality result in a large number of people entering their childbearing years. Tungod sa high fertility rate sa nasyon na Africa, kumbaga, dako po dan chance nga mas maka-access sila sa healthcare tungod dira ang rising life expectancy, kumbaga mas magdamo ang maglawig pang kinabuhi pagdamo ang maka-access sa healthcare, kag magbaba daw ang child mortality means ng pagkamatay sa mga bata. Amo na siya ginatawag na child mortality. So it result in a large number of people entering their childbearing years. So tungod dira dako ang chance nga mas dako pagid nga mas damo pagid nga mga tao ang pwede nga magsulod siya sa level na pwede na sila magka-baby or pwede sila magbuntis. The global south has a faster role population increase. Wealthier nations have high rates of consumption, resources use, and carbon emission. So, pag-abot naman sa mga wealthier nation, which is tong mga nasyon nga mga manggaranon, kumbaga dako ang ilang makonsume pag-abot sa mga resources naton, even sa carbon dioxide nga ginaproduce sang earth, dako pud ang mabawas nila tungod damo, kumbaga sina nga mga nasyon kay puro manggaranon, damo ang mga salakyan nga ara dira. So ang carbon dioxide maano gid siya, madula. The replacement rate for stable population is 2.1 for the total rate, or TFR, measure the typical number of birth per woman. The estimated TFR for entire world is under 2.5, with sub-Saharan Africa having the highest rate at 46 or 4.6. Factors influencing the population growth. According to the United Nations, the substantial rise in the world population since 2022 has been primarily caused by an increase in the portion of people who reach reproductive age, a rise urbanization, and an acceleration in migration. So these are the factors influencing the population growth. First is the fertility rates. Global fertility is predicted to decline from 2.3 to 2.1 children per woman by 2025. Number 2, increasing longevity. The life expectancy at birth is predicted to rise from 72.8 years in 2019 to 77 years in 2050. Due to high rates of infant and maternal mortality, violence, war, and HIV epidemic, the least developed nations have a life expectancy. So number 3 is the international migration can significantly affect population size in nations that send or receive substantial numbers of economic migrants and refugees. So the next topic will be reported by Miss Rosemary Kaka.
Hello everyone, I'm Rosemary Tuan Kaka. My report is all about the key facts about recent trends in global migration. According to the International Organization for Migration of the United Nations, there were 281 million international migrants in 2020, which means that 3.6% of the world's population did not reside in their country of birth. Despite significant travel and international movement restriction during the early phases of the coronavirus pandemic, the increase occurred. International Organization for Migration, which is yung pang-international na katawan na tumatalakay sa mga isyu sa paglipat. Here are 4 key facts about international migrants based on the latest available data from the UN and the other sources according to Natarahan 2022. First is the Europe and Asia were home to the most international migrants in 2020. It means the Europe and Asia had the highest number of international migrants in 2020 with 86.7 million and 85.6 million respectively, as per the International Organization for Migration. Over time, the migrant population in these regions has increased steadily since 2025. Latin America and the Caribbean region have the fastest growing international migrant population, which has approximately doubled since 2005. Second is the United States has more international migrants than any other country. In 2020, the US or the United States had sorry had 51 million migrants, the largest population in the world. Germany and Saudi Arabia follow with about 15.8 million and 13.5 million migrants respectively. Third is the India remains the top origin country for the world's migrants. India is the top country of origin for international migrants with 17.9 million in 2020, followed by Mexico and Russia. The largest Indian migrant populations are in the United Arab Emirates, the US, and Saudi Arabia. The fourth is the number of displaced people in the world rose to a new high of 89.4 million in 2020. Displaced people displaced people their homes due to conflict, violence, or disasters, including refugees, asylum seekers, and the internally displaced persons. The number of displaced persons increased from 84.8 million in 2019 to 89.4 million in 2020, with 1.1% of the world's population being displaced in 2020. 34% of displaced people, or 30.5 million, were living as refugees or asylum seekers outside their birth countries, while 55 million were internally displaced in their birth countries. Refugees, person who has fled or yung mga lumayas or nag-run away in their own country because they are at a risk of serious human rights violation and persecution there. And asylum seekers, it means a person who has left their country and is seeking protection from presentation and serious human rights violation in another country. Seeking asylum is a human rights. Once again, my report is all about the key facts, and there are four latest key facts about international migration. First is Europe and Asia were home to the most international migrants in 2020. The second is the United States has more international migrants than any other country. The third one is the India remains the top origin country for the world's migrant. And the last one, or the fourth one, is the number of displaced people in the world rose to a new high of 89.4 million in 2020. That's all. Thank you.